today I just really feel called to talk about my experiences with communion. Just my personal experience taking communion in the Orthodox faith, which is the only real experience I have with religion, is Orthodox Christianity. So if it's different in your church, if you're not Orthodox and it's different, this is just my experience. I don't know about other experiences. So I was talking to my husband the other day about communion. How, like, in our faith, we fast before we take communion. Sorry, my cat is like right off camera, and so I'm petting him if I seem distracted. And so in our faith, we fast. We don't eat before we take communion. We, as much as we can, if it's like you're taking medication that needs to be taken with food, like obviously eat. But the point is to come to communion, come to the chalice hungry. And so our days on Sundays start with not eating, or if it's like dire, we might have a small handful of nuts and some water. So by the time communion rolls around, we are starving. Sometimes my stomach is growling, stuff like that. But I noticed one Sunday that, after taking communion, that hunger goes away. And in our church, it's not like communion is like a huge meal. It's small, but that little bit of bread and wine, is enough that any feeling of hunger, starvingness that existed before is just completely gone. And we've thought, how amazing is that? To just feel satiated. And that's what, remembering that conversation is really what sparked me to wanting to make this video, which is how amazing that is. And I remember there was this one time where, this was before I had pneumonia, that I wasn't feeling well. I was low energy. I had some pain in my body somewhere. And I remember after communion, I was feeling better. And I don't know if people really have stories about just having stuff like that happen. Just miraculously feeling better after taking communion. But I really had that happen to me. I remember the priest at my church during catechism class told us that there was somebody at one of the parishes where he served before, at one of the liturgies, seemed very low energy, looked like they were walking with a limp. And then after communion, after Divine Liturgy, at coffee hour, And like one thing that people know about me is that I'm allergic to red grapes and red wine. I can eat like green grapes and have white wine for some reason, but red is just absolutely a no-go for me. Like my throat will get itchy and it's not fun. And so anytime that comes up at church, I always have to explain, and they always ask, well, how do you take communion? It's like, I can take communion. I can't have red wine. Because, in our faith, we believe that the bread and wine is turned into the blood and body of Christ. So, it's no longer bread and it's no longer wine. So, I'm not allergic to that. I am allergic to red wine and red grapes. So when people at church will offer wine sometimes, I'll always ask, do you have any white? It's like, no, we only have red. It's like, I can't have red wine. And then the question always comes up, how do you take communion? I just do. Like, I'm not allergic to communion, I'm allergic to red wine. I don't know how better to explain that. I don't have allergic reactions when I take communion. And that's it. And so people have been pretty fascinated by that. And, that just shows how legitimate it is. I never really needed to be allergic to red wine to determine the legitimacy of communion. But if that helps other people, then okay. Yeah, I didn't really have a direction for this video. I just felt super compelled to record it, and here I am. So, if you've had your own experiences taking communion, or your own thoughts about it, your own rituals that